Hey guys, I've got some updates for you regarding zombies news. The first thing I want to cover is the scene that we saw in the Blood of the Dead cinematic intro trailer. There was a scene showing this new laboratory that was holding these cryogenic chambers, and this is the scene right here. Nikolai's looking into one of them, and you can see that it is Misty inside there. This definitely raises some questions. Are we going to see the transit crew again, and is this going to be a situation where they reanimate from these cryogenic chambers? Seeing this scene here was expected for most people because reading the comic books, it leads you up to this point. But the question is now, how much of a role are these guys going to play? Are they going to come out of their chambers and talk to us? Are we going to be able to play as them in a future map? Right now, the probability of that is not looking very good. Based on a tweet that the voice actor for Misty had posted, and shout out to FTJ Gaming, he actually messaged her about her playing Misty again, and he actually got her to respond. He asked her, "Are you going to reprise the role of Misty? It's been too long." And she responded yesterday to him, "I live in a world of NDAs, so I can't say much, but these decisions are rarely made by the actor. If you like my performance, thank you. I love doing it. Tell the writers, producers, and peeps, company in charge. Then let's see what happens. Hashtag play, hashtag Misty, hashtag for me, hashtag God." A lot of people from the zombies community responded to this, and I think they're getting the overall sense from this tweet that she's not going to be reprising the role, and she's asking people to maybe help support her so she can get the role back. So this doesn't give us a whole lot of hope that we're going to be playing as the transit crew or interacting with them in any way. They're not going to be any kind of NPC, or they're not going to be in any kind of cutscene. Looks like they're just going to be frozen in those chambers, and that's about it for now. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is some new merch that Call of Duty just put on their website, and they're not really promoting it, and not a lot of people are seeing this, but one of the items is a Blood of the Dead t-shirt. It's a pretty good price at $21.95. I don't know if it ships worldwide, but it just comes in black, and it's pretty cool looking. I'll have a link to this shirt down in the description if you guys want to check these out, and I'm also giving these away on my Twitter if you guys want to participate in that, and I'll have that link down there as well. I've purchased one for myself, and I'll let you guys know how good the quality is when I get it. I've gotten some shirts from Call of Duty that are not good, but hopefully this one is. They've also listed another Black Ops 4 hat. This is a brand new version, and it is a snapback cap. There was a fitted version of this cap that just had the 4 tally marks on the front of it that they were allowing to be sold during E3. Those are completely gone, so this is pretty much all you're getting at this point. There is another cap available on GameStop still, and for people that are interested in shirts, these are a brand new line of shirts that they're offering, and again, just posted on their website. I think these look pretty cool, so I wanted to show you guys, but I'll have all this linked down in the description. And these new items just were not really well advertised, and I found them on the website, and I was like, wow, I think you guys might want to see this stuff in case you're interested. Last merch item I want to show you guys is this Voyage of Despair poster that you can get when you pre-order from GameStop, and I just wanted to show you guys what this thing actually looks like. It's not very big, but it is still good quality. It's about the size of a legal sheet of paper, so you can see here next to my cat, it's like 11 by 17 inches, and again, it's not very big, but it's still big enough, and the cardstock that it's on is really thick, so it's really nice. The art on it is really beautiful, and if you guys are hardcore zombie fans like myself, then I would highly recommend this for your collection. When I went into my GameStop, they only had about 10 of them left. You do have to pay a minimum of $5 to get the poster, but that's not a big deal. Like, I've already pre-ordered the game on every platform, so I don't need another version, so basically I just, gave up $5 to have this. The next thing I want to really briefly show you guys is that they posted all of the information about the special weapons already on their website. I know we saw these briefly being used by the characters in the trailers that they've released, but for them to go ahead and explain all about these weapons and what they do is really unlike Treyarch. I feel like they're giving us a lot of information that they normally don't do before a game release. I'm going to do a full video breakdown of these weapons and try to give you guys as much information as I can based on what they've showed us and what they've told us. So right now in this video, I'm not going to be reading all the descriptions and talking about that. I will have this website linked down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Two things I will point out though is that I had a prediction about that staff, and I said that it was going to be connected to Ra because of the mythology based around Ra and some of the structures that are in ancient Egypt right now and how it matched the way this staff looked. I had spoke that it may shoot a beam, just like we've seen in Indiana Jones, and in the description of the staff, they said, yeah, it is going to shoot some type of beam, and it is connected to Ra. It is the Scepter of Ra. Another thing we were kind of right about is that the Hammer of Valhalla is connected to Norse mythology, and it is. It's not exactly Thor's hammer, but pretty close. But I'll go over all the information in a later video. Another thing that we were able to identify and predict is that one of the weapons was going to be a chakram, and that was the circular weapon with the blades around it. It wasn't too difficult to identify, but it's just cool that they are actually calling it a chakram. But again, I'm going to make a full video going over as much information as I can from these weapons, digging into mythology and seeing how they match up with what we've seen. Next thing I'm going to show you guys, in case some of you haven't seen this, is they've also posted the new character bios on their website. First thing people think of is look for Easter eggs, and nothing's been found at this point. And I will briefly go over the descriptions of each of these characters. The first character on the left is Diego Nicali, and he doesn't sound like much of a good guy. He is a spy, and he's also a ruthless cutthroat. The next character is Scarlet Rhodes, and she is a tech-minded realist, and she is in search of her father, and her father has been in a pursuit of myth and legend, and I guess he got tied up in some stuff, and now he's missing. The next character sounds a lot like Rick Toffin, and his name is Stanton Shaw. He is a master chemist. He's not quite right in the head, and he is also in pursuit of Scarlet's father. Apparently, it's one of his friends. The last character is Bruno Delacroix, obviously French, and he has a violent past and a savage reputation, and he is also trying to help find Scarlet's father, and he has a special relationship with him. Again, I'm going to have this website linked down in the description as well if you guys want to check it out and read these little bios for yourself. Next thing I'm going to update you guys on is the shirt that Jason was wearing at the Comic-Con just this last week when they were doing their zombies presentation. He was wearing this under his blue shirt and had it open so that we could all see it, and it's got 7 symbols on it going from top to bottom. These symbols are unlike anything we've seen so far. They have shown videos and game footage, and all of the symbols so far have been able to be identified, and they're basically just really old alchemy symbols. These look a little bit like alchemy, but they do not match up with any real world alchemy symbols. With the way that he has them lined up on his shirt, it looks like this is something you're going to read from top to bottom or bottom up. And huge shout out to Crafty Animations for making this really nice graphic on the bottom so we can see them really clearly. I've been doing some research on this, and I've been looking through just really popular ancient languages and ancient ruins, and so far nothing matches up, so I may have to dig a little bit deeper. There's a very good possibility that this is completely made up, like the Apothicon language and the Keeper language. One thing to point out is that the 4th and 7th character are the same symbols, so it looks like we're looking at a word here with repeated letters. So I will definitely be going over words that have the same letter in these spots that might relate to zombies or the Black Ops 4 storyline. And just to update you as to what's going on in the community as far as people trying to participate and solve it, nobody's really made any headway. FTJ Gaming messaged, and he said it could be a form of advanced alchemy, which, you know, some of it does look a little bit like it's similar to it. Turtle Swag agreed and said that it would make sense because they are doing some advanced alchemy to time travel. Another good response from the community comes from Mr. Aylwood. He said could be like numbers, looks like angles of shapes, could be degrees of angle numbers. Arcane Sting says any chance it just says zombies and perhaps be used later as a key to help solve future ciphers, which I think is a good point, but seeing that we have 2 duplicate characters, I think it rules that out. Space Squads posted a picture of what looked similar to it, but it's not quite the right match. But I appreciate the community working on this. I don't think there's a lot of people going after this right now, so any help from you guys out there would be appreciated, and if I find anything out about it, I will definitely update you. And also a shout out to Jezza for recognizing that the 4th and last character were the same. The shirt was kind of wrinkled, so it was hard to see, but that definitely helps and will make a big difference if we're able to solve this. Last in the news, and what you guys have probably been wanting to hear about, is these talks that PhD is actually returning. And as I usually say in my videos, do not believe anything that you hear until you see it for yourself. This is for speculation, entertainment purposes only. Do not believe any of this until the game actually releases or Treyarch announces it for themselves. We all know that PhD Flopper is the most highly talked about perk in all of Call of Duty history. Zombie fans seem to have a love affair with this perk and were a little bit disappointed when it was removed for Black Ops 3. But let's look at the history of PhD Flopper and what the community has been talking about, and then let's think about how Treyarch is trying to conform to what the fans want. So let's go way back to to the year 2015, before the release of Black Ops 3, and people found out that there was going to be sliding in the game, so that made it obvious that we may not be seeing Flopper anymore. Way back in May 2015, a user by the name of Stop Mocking Me made a post on the COD Zombies forum, and he was addressing this issue. He said, "Alright, it's been confirmed that sliding seems to be the name of the game in Black Ops 3 for multiplayer and campaign. This brings up some issues with PhD Flopper, a perk that relies on dolphin diving mechanics." He posted 3 solutions to this problem, and one of them he was calling PhD Slider, and he said it's a lot like the regular PhD. You're still gonna get protection from splash damage or fall damage, and instead of being able to flop, you're gonna slide, and it's gonna allow you to slide much further. It also pushes zombies out of your way and causes minimal damage, making it useful for escapes, but not as deadly as a flop. So his solution makes a lot of sense, and I think it would be a good substitute. If I was a Treyarch dev and I was looking at that, I'd be like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. This solution and idea here seem to be a common theme throughout the community over the next couple of years. For example, later on that same year in 2015, another user posted on the COD Zombies forum talking about almost the same thing, saying PhD Slider, and they said, "Okay, so I was in the shower the other day thinking, as you do, when I thought of this." He said, "Dolphin diving appears to be gone. That will most likely mean no PhD again. But what if they release a new perk, PhD Slider? Functions the same with no splash damage, but instead of dolphin diving and hurting zombies, you can slide into them, causing a thunder gun-like effect." Then in 2016, the next year, there were posts that continue to happen talking about this PhD Slider idea. Totally Not Me posted on Reddit saying, "Okay, what if Banana Colada and PhD Flopper were merged into one perk? Like, keep the liquefier goo and sliding distance and add explosive resistance." They said, "I think PhD Slider would be a great perk for Treyarch to add, and if they did, Garag Hirovi would be an all-time fan fave." And he said the idea came from Codename Pizza. So at this point, it looks like multiple community members are having kind of the same idea, and now it's starting to spread to some of the influential zombie YouTubers. So you can find multiple posts on the community forums that talk about this idea, and you can also find it on YouTube. For example, May 2016, Chucky made a video talking about this idea of PhD Slider. Looks like he was having the same idea as other community members that had posted a year before, and he was making this video talking about this is his wish list, like this is what he hopes to see from Treyarch. He also wants it to be called PhD Slider, he wants it to have no splash or fall damage, and he wants to be able to slide into zombies, killing them within a certain area. With all the controversy around PhD Flopper and it being gone, you know that Treyarch has seen these videos and they've seen what the community has spoke about and their solutions and what people want. A good example of them trying to support the community and give us what we want is a specific gun that they put into Black Ops 3 called Slaughter Slide. It seems like they were trying to help support the community because there was a huge craze going on about Banana Colada at the time. When you have the gun equipped, you just slide into zombies and you release these grenades that kill zombies all around you. It almost reminds you of a supplement for PhD Flopper and how it could be incorporated with the new slide mechanic. Clearly, this indicates that Treyarch's mind is in that direction. Like, they're trying to give us what we want, so we know that they have been in this realm of designing this mechanic. The probability of seeing a PhD Flopper with a slide mechanic integration seems very possible, seeing as how they're doing it right here. You know they pay attention to the community, and if this is not something we see in Black Ops 4, I will be very surprised. But let me know what you guys think about this, and we'll see you next video.